Hey there, my friend. It's time for our weekly wisdom card draw. This is your time to pause, to ground yourself in the moment, to connect with your body and soul, to reclaim the power you have to create your life in each moment, and to commit or recommit to shining your light in the world. I'm going to draw a card from our Running Your World deck. This is featuring photos from my journeys of running marathons on all 7 continents, and then inspirational messages inspired by the photos and my travels. So before I draw our card, I want to invite you to just arrive in this moment. Let yourself be right here, right now. So take a moment to notice your surroundings. Maybe you notice them as if you're noticing them for the first time. If you'd like to just connect with your body and breath, whether you want to do that with your eyes open, whether it feels better with your eyes closed, whatever you want to do is totally up to you. Maybe you want to place a hand on your heart, feel your heart beating, maybe feel your chest rising and falling with the breath. Maybe placing a hand on your belly, feeling the belly rise and fall with the breath. Just connecting with whatever allows you to connect with the body in the present moment. Again, noticing surroundings, noticing the breath, being present right here, letting go of anything that came before, letting go of anything that will come after, and allowing these few minutes to yourself for you today, knowing that the time you invest here will have a huge, exponential, non-linear impact on yourself and on everyone around you. So as you continue to just breathe and be, let yourself be here, relax from the craziness of the day. I'm going to bring the cards to my heart and ask to be guided to the message that will most serve you today and most inspire you with energy and the potential of who you really are. And that will most spark you up into the highest calling of who you're here to be. And putting that intention out there, I'm going to shuffle the cards. And you can just keep breathing and being, noticing. So we're asking for energy that will inspire you to be you. It sparks you alive, reminds you who you are, without any pressure of having to do anything with that. And our message is, time. All right, big fan of this one. Time. Okay, so this is in Athens. And this is a kind of old amphitheater, and then you can see some modern city in the background. That will come up. All right, time. Our message is, time is relative. The remains of an amphitheater seem ancient compared to the modern city in the background. Yet they're brand new compared to the lifespan of the earth or the universe. What's your personal relationship with time? Maybe you feel like you never have enough. You want what you want right now, and time is in your way. Pause. Reflect. If you had it already, what would you be feeling? What would you be doing? How would you show up in the world? Show up that way today. The more you choose to embody the energy of your highest potential in this moment, the more miracles happen, the more time collapses, the more effortlessly you create. If you had all the time in the world, what inspired action would you take today? Take it, because you do. Let that one sink in. So good. So when, asking that question, what will most help you be you and kind of spark you alive and remind you who you really are? Time is an interesting one, right? Because a lot of times what might be getting in the way of you living that, dream life of yours, or feeling like you want to be feeling, or whatever that means to you. A lot of what's in the way, it might be your perception of time. First of all, that you don't have time to be who you really are, because you have to check all these boxes that society tells you have to check to get to a certain point, or to, pay the bills, take care of your family, do all those things. And I don't have time to do what I want until retirement, some nebulous time in the future, or whatever. So I don't have time in the day even to be myself. Totally normal to be feeling that way. And we are a product of our conditioning, and our society really, really just puts such a huge priority and value on going so fast, and everything is going faster and faster and faster and faster. And no wonder you feel like you don't have any time. There's all these demands on your attention, all these demands on your time, and it feels like you're always the last priority. And there's another way to see time, right? Time is kind of a construct that we come up with. The Greeks talked about chronos and kairos. Chronos being clock time, and kairos being, kind of the bigger non-linear concept of time. That's more kind of like when you're in flow and time either stands still or it speeds up really fast, but you lose connection in a good way with the passage of clock time. And our world, at least the Western world anyway, operates very heavily on chronos, right? On clock time, and be here at this minute, and things take a certain amount of physical time in the 3D world. But there is so much more kairos out there, and you can bring more of that feeling into your life, bring more of that feeling of spaciousness, even in the demands, as it were, of a 24-hour day. And sometimes that is literally just with the practice that we just started with, like taking a breath. Noticing that the pause you take for the breath, even if it's not very long in clock time, can actually create a lot more kairos, a lot more spaciousness in the day. One conscious breath, and then another one. Maybe you stop every hour and take a conscious deep breath, and notice if that does anything different, or if that changes a perception of time. But the big thing here is really that feeling of really putting yourself in the position of, if you had it being whatever it is that maybe success means to you, or whatever it is you say, if I had more time, or if I, when I have more time, when I retire, for example, or this happens, or that happens, or I get the promotion, or whatever, then I will be able to do whatever. Take that whatever goal state and ask yourself, really, what would it feel like to be there? And what is stopping you from feeling like that today? So a lot of times it seems like the circumstances are what's in the way, but every goal you have and every milestone you have set for yourself actually has a feeling attached to it of how you want to feel when that's accomplished. And there is nothing stopping you from feeling that today. So that's this main message of, if you can embody the essence and the energy and the feeling of that future state that seems separated from you in time, you do collapse time and bring that to you now. And then maybe you get that thing or reach that milestone, maybe you don't, but it actually becomes a little bit more irrelevant, because the effect, the actual outcome and the feeling is already happening. So you have already achieved it, already succeeded at it, already collapsed that time, and are in the moment where whatever you want is already here energetically. So ponder that in the time that you have in the next week, and see what comes up for you. So remember, ancient, modern, both very new in the span of the universe, and everything is possible. So go forth and do what you would do if you had all the time in the world, because you do. Enjoy this pondering of time, and I will see you next time. All right.